Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. This is Mark, and today, Jenny and I are tackling something that sounds like an oxymoron, getting comfortable with uncertainty in AI.
And I'm Jenny, ready to unravel this a bit, because comfortable with uncertainty feels very human. Like navigating a new city with only a vague idea of where you're going. But for AI? Mark, explain this. Why is this even a topic right now, especially for something meant to be so precise?
Alright, so imagine your GPS. It tells you, turn left in 500 feet. It seems very sure, right? But what if it's not actually that confident because of, say, bad satellite signal, or it's never seen this exact road before? AI models, especially complex ones like neural networks, can be like that. They give you an answer, and they sometimes seem very confident, even when they're actually way off. This is called overconfidence in AI.
So AI models are like that friend who swears they know the way, while driving you straight into a ditch. And here I thought, I was supposed to be a beacon of pure, unwavering certainty. That's a bit unsettling, no?
It can be, and in applications where the stakes are high, like designing new materials or drugs, that ditch isn't just a wrong turn. It could be millions of dollars wasted or, worse, something dangerous. That's where this new research from Pacific Northwest National Laboratory, PNNL, comes in. They've developed a method to essentially force AI to raise a red flag and say, hey, I'm not that sure about this particular prediction.
Okay, so this isn't just about AI getting comfortable with not knowing. It's about us getting comfortable with AI admitting it doesn't know. Like a little I think so next to every AI prediction? How does this uncertainty awareness work?
Not quite a I think so, Jenny, but a much more robust mathematical way of saying, here's how much I don't know about this prediction. It's called Uncertainty Quantification, or UQ. And what PNNL did, specifically for what are called neural network potentials, which are AI models used to simulate how atoms interact in materials, is build in a metric that's very, very good at detecting when the AI is making a prediction that's outside of what it was trained on. It essentially helps the AI detect its own unknown unknowns. Think of it like a seasoned explorer knowing when they're in uncharted territory.
Detecting unknown unknowns. That's a clever way to put it. So if the AI says, whoa, this material structure is something I've never seen before in training data, what happens then? Does it just give up?
That's the superpower part. When the AI flags an area of high uncertainty, it doesn't just stop. It triggers something called active learning. Think of it like this. The AI says, hey human, I'm unsure here. Can you get me more data on this specific type of scenario? This targeted data collection is incredibly efficient. Instead of blindly running millions of simulations or experiments, they only focus on the areas where the AI is feeling uncertain.
So AI knowing it's clueless actually speeds up discovery by telling scientists exactly what data they need? I imagine that saves a good amount of time and money, right?
A good amount is an understatement. In material science, running traditional, high-fidelity atomic simulations using supercomputers can take 12 hours or more for a single calculation. This AI, with its UQ, can give you a pretty reliable approximation in seconds. And if it's uncertain, it tells you exactly where to focus those expensive supercomputing hours. That's the difference between doing hundreds of calculations you don't need versus a handful of targeted ones. We're talking considerable savings potential here, just by avoiding flawed experiments. It's like having a compass that tells you when you're about to walk off the map.
That's science at warp speed. I can see how this would accelerate breakthroughs in drug discovery and catalyst design, where every simulation and experiment comes with a significant cost. But this also makes me think about bigger implications. If AI can be overconfident, and we're relying on it for such critical decisions, what happens if we ignore this uncertainty? Should regulators even require times uncertainty metrics for lab AI? Or any AI dealing with important decisions?
That's a fantastic question, Jenny. And yes, I think we're moving towards a point where it's not just a good idea, but essential. Ignoring uncertainty in these high-stakes applications is very risky. Imagine an overconfident AI recommending a drug that turns out to have unforeseen side effects because the model was extrapolating outside its knowledge base, or designing a material that fails under stress because the AI was confident but wrong. These UQ frameworks are like seatbelts for autonomous labs. They build trust, they provide transparency, and they establish accountability. Without them, you're essentially deploying what some call reckless tech.
Reckless tech. I like that term. So, uncertainty awareness isn't optional. It's what separates that reckless tech from truly well-managed, thoughtful science. And this sounds like it's a step towards merging AI with fundamental scientific laws. Is that part of how they get better at quantifying certainty?
It's a crucial part, yes. When you inject physics-informed constraints, like the laws of thermodynamics or quantum mechanics, directly into these AI models, they don't just learn from patterns in data. They learn to respect the underlying scientific realities. This makes their uncertainty estimates far more meaningful and calibrated, especially when extrapolating to new situations. It's balancing the data-driven statistical patterns of AI with the real-world constraints of physics. The PNNL team even benchmarked their method against MACE, which is a foundational model for atomistic chemistry, to show how robust it is. It's like teaching a chess AI not just to recognize patterns, but to understand the rules of gravity and friction on the pieces.
That's a strong combination. AI that learns and AI that understands the basic rules of the universe. So they've made this available, right? Like open source for others to use?
They have. They've made their method available on GitHub as part of the SNAP project. This is significant because it means other researchers and industry professionals can now use it, build on it, and integrate it into their own material design pipelines. It helps make this critical capability accessible to more people. It's not just academic research. It's a tool for the world.
That's wonderful. It means more people can start making their AI uncertainty aware. But I do wonder, Mark, are there any downsides to this reliance on UQ? I mean, could an overly cautious AI or a UQ system that flags too many scenarios actually slow things down? Like, if the AI is constantly saying, "I'm unsure, ask the human," doesn't that defeat the purpose of automation?
That's a fair point, Jenny, and it's a balance researchers are constantly refining. While active learning is incredibly efficient when done right, there are potential pitfalls. For instance, if acquiring that additional data is very costly or time-consuming, it could indeed slow down discovery. Imagine if every time the AI asked for more data, it meant setting up a complex, month-long experiment. That's a bottleneck.
Right. The machine might ask clarifying questions, but what if the human expert is overloaded with these questions? Or what if the AI gets stuck in a loop, only asking about things it's known to be uncertain about, and missing a completely new, unforeseen problem?
Exactly. Those are valid concerns. There's a risk of what's called data dependency, meaning the process is only as good as the ability to generate that new, high-quality data when the AI requests it. And the human-in-the-loop aspect, while crucial for high-stakes science, can become a drain if not managed well. You don't want your top scientists spending all their time validating AI questions when they could be innovating. You could also run into situations where the targeted sampling, while efficient for known uncertainties, might cause the model to overlook entirely new, novel discoveries that weren't part of its uncertainty space initially. It's about calibrating that uncertainty feedback so it's helpful, not paralyzing.
So it's not a magic bullet, but a sophisticated tool that still needs thoughtful human oversight. And I imagine some industries might push back against stricter UQ requirements, citing cost or a slower pace of innovation, even if it introduces more risk?
You'd be correct there. There can be pushback. Implementing robust UQ across all applications can be expensive, requiring new infrastructure, retraining staff, and potentially slowing down deployment timelines. Industries racing to market with new drugs or materials might view these requirements as hurdles. But the counterargument, which I stand by, is that the cost of an error, whether it's a failed material or an ineffective drug, far outweighs the cost of building in these safety measures up front. It's about responsible innovation versus just rapid deployment.
Fair enough. Speaking of responsible innovation, what's next for this kind of uncertainty-aware AI? Are we going to see this becoming a standard for all scientific AI, not just in materials science?
That's certainly the hope, Jenny. The trend is definitely towards more integrated, autonomous laboratories. And for those to truly succeed, for AI to become a trusted, reliable partner in scientific discovery, robust UQ systems are non-negotiable. It's about turning AI from a black box into a white box, where you understand its confidence level, its blind spots, and where it needs more guidance. It's the key to accelerating innovation while maintaining scientific rigor and safety. We're moving towards a future where "I don't know" from an AI is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of intelligence and trustworthiness.
I love that, turning AI from a black box to a white box. This conversation has definitely made me more comfortable with AI's uncertainty and more excited about its future. Mark, always a pleasure delving into these complex topics with you.
My pleasure as well, Jenny. And to our listeners, thanks for joining us on this fascinating journey into the world of uncertainty-aware AI. If you've got questions about your own AI projects, you might need some UQ too.
You heard the man. Join us next time for more insights into the future of technology. Until then, stay curious.